If you don't decode your hidden beliefs and biases, you will lose millions like I did. And you'll think it's bad luck. It's not luck. It's distortion you inherited without knowing. Hi, my name is Raj Brar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've lived in 5 countries, negotiated and structured over $5 billion in deals globally, studied mindfulness in India for 5 years, and 2.5 years of that in the Himalaya mountains, and built a global borderless investment portfolio by studying one thing most people miss. Not just the deals, but the decision maker behind the deals, starting with myself. Because if you don't understand your internal biases and the false beliefs that shape them, you'll keep making the same mistakes, even when the numbers look good. Friends, stay with me till the end, and I'm going to give you a gift, a diagnostic assessment that will show you exactly where your hidden biases and false beliefs are costing you. We created this assessment with world-class team members, from psychologists to deal makers. Something people charge thousands of dollars to uncover. You'll get that for attending my class today for free, because I want you to uncover what I couldn't see. Most people think bias is random. It's not. Bias is shaped by the beliefs you were imprinted with, usually before you were even conscious of it. If your foundational beliefs are distorted, like I'm not good enough, I always lose, or success must be fast. I thought that a lot. By the way, anything fast doesn't last and it's not worth it. Your biases will distort how you see data, people, deals, and investments without you even realizing it. You won't see opportunities clearly, and even more dangerous, you won't see risks clearly. You only see what your broken lens allows you to see. I learned this the hard way. Let me tell you a story of over a decade ago. I entered a deal, a $50 million land deal in a prestigious neighborhood market, and I was coming off 2 major wins, over $175 million in deals that I brokered. My confidence was sky high, and I wanted the deal to work so badly that I missed every flag. I ignored missing information, ignored poor communication from my partner, and convinced myself everything would work out. And that, friends, is confirmation bias in full force, fueled by my old belief that I needed another win to prove my worth. And when it all collapsed, it wasn't just a bad investment. Yes, I lost millions and that hurt. But more importantly, I saw the truth. It wasn't the market that betrayed me. It was my own unexamined beliefs creating blind spots and reflecting themselves in my biases. I couldn't see them, and that's dangerous. In deal making, biases show up when you rush to say yes without pressure testing the deal. Ignore hesitation from the other side. Trust bad numbers because they fit your desired story. Believe you're immune to mistakes because you've won before. And in my other videos, I call that false confidence. In investing, deal making, bias shows up when you fall in love with the properties or projects, chase trends instead of fundamentals, and overlook red flags in operators, partners, or markets. Every time you let bias drive your decision making, you're leaking power, money, and leverage. And that, friend, compounds over time. Just as myself, $1 million here, $2 million here, $5 million here, tens of millions of dollars over my career that I lost to these biases. And that's why I specialize this after studying mindfulness in the Himalaya mountains and understanding all my blind spots and how they were reflecting in my deal-making and investment career. That experience cracked something open inside me. I realized bad decisions don't happen randomly. They happen because of a sequence I now call the Distortion Chain framework. Let me teach you this. What is the Distortion Chain? It starts with a false belief. That belief warps the lens that you see the world through. And that distorted lens leads to broken decisions. This isn't just a model, it's a mirror. And if you're willing to look into it, it'll show you exactly where you've been giving away power. In my $50 million mistake, this was my chain in real time. I just came off 2 huge wins. My false belief that I'm not good enough created another false belief that I need this next win to keep winning. Because what I had already did wasn't enough. I was in this cycle. I have to keep validating myself to the people, to the story that I was enslaved to in my head. And that belief created a bias lens. I only saw what confirmed my success. So it was the outcome, not process orientated, but I wanted that outcome for my validation. And that led to a broken decision. Ignoring red flags, investing emotion over truth. And that then creates the outcome, which is not the outcome I wanted, but losing millions of dollars. That repetition happened in my world because it was a cycle. And you see how this loop shows you how your cycle is running? If I could go back, I'd tell myself, put the known truths on paper. Bring in your team, poke holes in everything. Because the biggest losses come from not the bad deals, but from the stories we invent to justify them. And it sounds crazy to say that, the stories we invent. The mind just makes things up. You ever see at nighttime when you're walking down the street, the mind can't focus at nighttime and it sees something else, and the next day you come back and say, hey, that's not what I seen yesterday, because the mind makes things up, and that's how biases are. And it's not just me, it's every investor, entrepreneur, and deal maker walking around with tinted goggles. We all have perception. What my reality is different than yours. And they have these goggles on that says, I can't lose again. I need to prove myself. This is my breakout deal. And none of these are truths. They're emotional narratives. You get it? Your emotions and your brain are colluding to create these stories. And I'm not here to call you stupid. What's actually stupid is never questioning yourself and say, are my beliefs truth or false? And society doesn't teach us that. Society just says, go get numb, keep doing what you're doing. We want to control you. Smart is realizing your brain might be tricking you. Smart is doing due diligence, not just on the deal, but on your mind. Taking the belief decoder assessment to understand what programming are you running on, because these are your skills, and that's how you level up, by doing the inner game and working on yourself. Break the chain. The moment you start challenging and questioning your beliefs by asking yourself, wait, what belief is driving this? Is this belief my truth? The more you question that, the more layers you start peeling to understand. I go back in a lot of my beliefs. I'm like, that's not my belief. That was my mother's. Oh, this was my father's. And they were handed to me in the first 7 years, so they were my blind spots. So that's how generation to generation, whoever's raising you, that gets passed down, and it's hidden in your blind spots because it's in your first 7 years. The real players I know, they don't just check financials and contracts. They check their own minds. They spend more time on the inner journey than they do on the outer journey, for they know that at a certain point and level of skill in your career, you understand that when you focus inwards to how you perceive things, it's a long game advantage, for we all process things differently depending on multiple factors from our past and our upbringing. And when I learn from high-level mentors, whether it's in the investing game, real estate game, I learn, how do you uncover your biases? And the clients that I work with, big deal makers, from high levels to mid levels to low levels, they are blind to a lot of their childhood conditioning. And the higher level people, I see they've done that work, but there's deeper levels you can keep going into. It's like needle in a haystack, right? The deeper you go inside, the more you start unraveling, and the higher levels your skills get, because the outside world is just a reflection of the inside game. Break the distortion chain and everything changes. Today, I run every major decision through layers. First, we do an internal audit. What am I missing? I have this motto. I always say it and I preach it to you guys. What am I missing? You should consistently be saying that mantra in your mind so you can piece together that jigsaw puzzle. Second, team audit. Where are the blind spots? I will analyze the deal first. I've assembled a world-class team that's all around the world, so I have different eyes looking at the deal. So then they do a secondary audit, see what I missed, or to confirm what I seen. Third, independent third-party review. Someone who has no emotional attachment to the deal. So as I was building my global team, these are people that I found, and over your career, you will start surrounding yourself with team members that you trust, that can see what you can't see, or who will challenge your beliefs or your biases to say, how about this? How do you think of that? I have multiples depending on the complexity of the deal and the way it's structured, and I'll bring them in. And the bigger the deal, the more eyes I bring in. In your career, you will build these team members over time. If you're even starting out, you have to have people that you trust so they can see what you miss. And never hire people that are like you. You want to hire people that are not like you. Take assessments, take the DISC assessment, assessments that we give you so that you can analyze that someone looks at something completely different than you do. Deal power isn't about being right. Deal power is about seeing the deal from multiple perspectives, especially the ones you're blind to. And I have this one exercise that I'll share with you. So I have a deal, and on a bigger deal, I'll put it in the middle of the table. Then there's 5 chairs around the table. Each chair belongs to somebody who's special to me, one of my mentors, and I'll sit in each chair, I'll put the name tags, and I will then activate my brain to think like that person. How would this person think of this deal? So now you've sat in 5 chairs, you looked at the deal from different angles, and it starts opening up new blind spots. And that's my internal process. But then you've seen the other process that I have, double checking my work, triple checking, quadruple checking. Because when you're dealing with 100 million, 500 million, $1 billion deals, you want to make sure you got the eyes on there. And not all internal, because groupthink starts affecting people and they all say, you know, okay, yeah, I see that. Or somebody convinces somebody else. So you want somebody on the outside. Very important. Most people never map their own biases. They keep stacking losses on losses, calling it bad luck. Listen, I'm here living proof. It's not luck, okay? It's distortion they inherited and never decoded. And that's why we created the Cognitive Bias Decoder. World-class team we had working on this, from psychologists, deal makers, just amazing people. We created this. You're going to see how accurate it is. It's a powerful tool that reveals exactly what your belief bias patterns are and that are sabotaging you. It's the same internal work that transformed how I negotiate, invest, and build deals globally. And I'm giving it to you today for free so you can understand what beliefs and biases that you're operating on. The same assessment, my clients, they pay thousands of dollars for to understand what they're dealing with on the inside. Download your free Cognitive Bias Decoder today and understand yourself from the inside. It's all an inside game, friends. You don't lose because you're not smart enough. Understand that. Okay? You lose because your mind is still running on update software, decode the bias, reclaim your power. And the more you work on self, the better you get, the better your skills get. This is the part that people don't want to work on. Okay? This is the hardest and most challenging part, is self. All right, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe. If you get any value, if you want to level up with any of our programs, reach out, book a strategy call with us, and let's level up. Be safe out there.